So it's 2 a.m. and once again, I am up way later than I need to be with literally no reason. So it is really hard for me to fall asleep at a reasonable hour. It would be great to fall asleep around midnight, but I'm usually up until 2 or even 3 a.m. Now, I wish this weren't the case, but for some reason, that's when I get my most creative ideas, or I find myself watching Netflix for way too long. Or if I'm being honest, that is when my anxiety decides to come party with me. Again, I wish this weren't the case, and I really wish I could fall asleep earlier, but it's really challenging for me. So I did some research and I was surprised to learn there's a term that can explain why so many of us deprive ourselves of sleep. It's called Revenge Bedtime Procrastination. So what exactly does that mean? Well, I am clearly no sleep expert, so let's listen to what Dr. Tanuja Hamilton has to say.
I really struggle with my sleep, and I think I self-diagnosed myself with revenge bedtime procrastination. But I was wondering if you could explain what this term means.
Bedtime procrastination came out of a study that was in the Netherlands back in 2014. Revenge was added, they believe, from China, where it sort of referenced the 72-hour work week, and it's sort of getting revenge on the day. What happens is we're pulled every direction during the day. So now nighttime comes. Finally, we have time to ourselves. And so what people do is they take control back by scrolling through their social media, getting on their phone, watching TV. All of a sudden people are becoming researchers and shoppers during the night. They know they're going to feel guilty. They know they're exhausted, but you can't help it. It's your way of getting control. So not only are you getting sucked in, but remember, the blue waves that are emitted from those screens prevent your natural melatonin from being secreted. And melatonin is that hormone that our body secretes about an hour or two before bed that tells us to fall asleep. Now we're preventing it from being secreted, and so that's keeping us up as well.
You mentioned that a bedtime routine should start way before actually getting into your bed. So why is that crucial?
Bedtime routine starts in the morning. So there are studies that showed people who get sunlight early in the day sleep better at night. So what it does is it helps put your circadian rhythm in sync. And sunlight is helpful on so many levels. Not only does it sync your circadian rhythm or your internal clock, which helps you sleep better, it boosts your energy, it gives you vitamin D and helps your immune system. The other thing that you need to do before bedtime is start your bedtime earlier. Everyone sets a morning alarm because you don't want to be late for work. I mean, that's the most important time of your day, right?
Correct.
Wrong.
Oh.
Bedtime. Yes. Lisa, bedtime is the most important part of your day. I would set a bedtime alarm about 30 minutes before bed. And what you want to do is you want to have a trigger that when that goes off, that means it's time to shut it down, start winding down, and prepare for bed. And that could be a bedtime ritual, whatever works for you, whether it's dimming the lights, having some mellow music, lighting a candle, whatever that is, whatever helps you get into sleep. But that ritual, that trigger is something you should do every night so that it actually conditions you to fall asleep easier.
So I am definitely going to try these tips tonight. However, doctor, I love my ice cream before bed, and I know a lot of people can relate to that. So I'm curious if there are some foods or some drinks that we should avoid before bed.
Well, take comfort in knowing, Lisa, that you're not alone.
Okay,
Everybody craves ice cream before bed. You don't have to give up ice cream. There are some better for you ice creams out there that has lower sugar, lower fat, no lactose, so it's not going to disrupt your sleep. It's a little more sleep friendly. As far as snacks before bed, some of the things you want to avoid: the greasy, spicy, acidic foods, heavy meals, because that can cause indigestion. You want to avoid the high sugar snacks and things like that, because you can get a crash in the night and that can leave you feeling lethargic the next day. The other thing is you might think that certain vegetables are healthy and those are a good snack before bed. But things like the cruciferous vegetables, those are the broccolis and the cauliflowers, those can actually cause an increase in gas and bloating during the night, so that can affect your sleep. So sometimes the healthy ones are not always the good ones for sleep as well. What you may want to try is something like kiwi, tart cherry, those contain melatonin. Pistachios also contain melatonin. Edamame, if you do have pistachios or edamame, have them in the shells so that it takes a little longer to open them up and eat them, so you're not eating as much. No matter what you eat, you don't want to eat too much of it because that's going to affect your sleep.
All right, doctor, true or false? A glass of red wine can help you fall asleep.
The answer is true. A glass of red wine can help you fall asleep, but but it'll wake you up as it metabolizes. So yes, you'll fall asleep faster because it does have relaxing properties, but as it metabolizes, it'll wake you up. It's also a diuretic. So you might wake up to urinate more during the night. It can dehydrate you. It can cause nightmares. So red wine in particular is acidic, so that can cause acid reflux. And it relaxes the muscles in your airway, so it can worsen snoring or even sleep apnea. You can certainly have a drink, but the best time for a drink is really around happy hour time, because by the time bedtime comes, it's out of your system. It's really important to make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you miss 1 hour of sleep every day, imagine that's 30 hours of sleep you lose in a month, and you're never going to be able to catch up on that. So it's really
not good.
Exactly. It's scary when you think about it. So it's really important to prioritize your sleep. Between 6 and 9 hours is considered normal, but really 7 to 8 hours would be optimal. The question is what works best for you. The other thing is there was a study that just came out that showed people who were sleep deprived were at an increased risk of dementia. So what happens is while you're sleeping, that's when your body takes out the trash in your brain, the trash that collects in your brain as the day goes on. Well, if you're sleep deprived, you're not going to get rid of those plaques. They're called beta amyloid plaques. And so they build up in the brain and increase your risk of dementia. So if that isn't a reason to get enough sleep, I don't know what is.
Alrighty, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like it too. Let us know in the comments below what time you usually fall asleep. And I really hope you and me doing the absolute coolest stuff tonight. I'm Lisa B, and I'll see you soon. Bye.